Good morning. It is March 4th. Happy Monday to you. And also happy Women's History Month. That is the month of March. And that's a perfect segue into today's podcast, where we are covering some phenomenal records in women's sports. Let's start off with the obvious choice. Caitlin Clark. In the last game of the regular season, Caitlin Clark became the all time leading scorer in college basketball history for men or women with a free throw before halftime. The game brought out big names like Travis Scott, baseball legend Nolan Ryan, and WNBA legend Maya Moore, who was Caitlin's inspiration growing up. And Maya Moore rarely makes public appearances, so this was a really big deal. You may have even noticed that Kristen Juszczyk, who she partnered with State Farm to make a custom jacket for Caitlin. You might recall Juszczyk, her husband Kyle plays on the 49ers. She made custom jackets for Taylor Swift and Simone Biles, and now she's made one for Caitlin Clark. And Jake from State Farm, whose real name is Kevin Miles, wore an identical one to Caitlin. The women's team for South Carolina, they finished their second straight season undefeated. The only loss that they've had in the past two seasons was to Caitlin Clark in Iowa in the NCAA tournament. And over at LSU on senior night, Shaq walked Angel Reese onto the court as they celebrated senior night. Reese, who had some challenges throughout the season, stated that she doesn't consider Shaq a basketball mentor or a celebrity acquaintance, but rather a father figure. So, starting this week in college basketball, conference tournaments begin, which will determine teams who will play in the March Madness bracket, right? We're all excited, and that will happen here soon. Those conference tournaments will happen throughout the next 2 weeks, and we will have a little bit of a break until Selection Sunday, which is on Sunday, March 17th, which also happens to be St. Patrick's Day. Over in the NBA, LeBron James reached another historic milestone in his 21st season, becoming the first player to reach 40,000 career points. But his Lakers ended up losing to the defending NBA champion Denver Nuggets. A few quick facts before we go. An estimated 18,000 fans showed up to the NFL Combine on Saturday to watch the running backs and wide receivers and quarterbacks. And they got a little bit more than expected, including Texas player Xavier Worthy, who broke the all-time 40-yard dash record that was set in 2017. And he ran it at 4.21 seconds. Holy cow. Now, you may know the Combine is where prospects will try out for teams for the ahead of the NFL draft. And number one prospect, Caleb Williams, well, he doesn't participate in the workouts, but he did go on the NFL Network to taste test his favorite sour candies. And last but certainly not least, Oklahoma softball. We saw their historic 71 game win streak come to an end this weekend with a loss to Louisiana. It's dropped their first game since February 19th, 2023. An incredible run for the Sooners softball team. Now, the Oscars are this Sunday, so make sure to check out Wednesday's podcast about the MVPs of the Oscars, celebrating the sports movies on Hollywood's biggest night. That'll be out on Wednesday on your favorite podcast platform. Have a great week ahead.